అత్యధిక జనాభా ఉన్న మన దేశంలో వైద్య ఖర్చులు భారీగా పెరిగిపోతున్నాయని రాష్ట్ర ఐటీ పరిశ్రమల శాఖ మంత్రి కేటీఆర్ ఆందోళన వ్యక్తం చేశారు. వ్యాపార కోణంలో ఇది మంచి అవకాశమే అయినప్పటికీ కేవలం లాభాల కోసమే పనిచేయొద్దని సూచించారు. హైదరాబాద్ లోని ఎల్వి ప్రసాద్ కంటి హాస్పిటల్లో నిర్వహించిన స్టార్టప్ ఛాలెంజ్ ఫినాలే 2023 కార్యక్రమంలో కేటీఆర్ పాల్గొన్నారు. ఈ సందర్భంగా మంత్రి కేటీఆర్ మాట్లాడుతూ పాశ్చాత్య దేశాలతో పోలిస్తే భారత్లో వ్యవస్థాపకులుగా మారడం అంత సులువు కాదు. వ్యాపారవేత్తలకు కావాల్సిన సౌకర్యాలను రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం కల్పిస్తోంది. రాష్ట్రంలో పారిశ్రామిక అనుకూల వాతావరణం ఉంది. కొత్త సాంకేతికత గురించి చెప్పినప్పుడు సీఎం కేసీఆర్ ఎప్పుడూ మాకు గుర్తు చేస్తుంటారు. ఆ సాంకేతికత సమాజంపై ఎంత ప్రభావం చూపిస్తుందని అడుగుతారు. సమాజంపై సానుకూల ప్రభావం చూపిస్తుందా అని అడుగుతారు. కొత్త వ్యవస్థాపకులకు నేను 2 విషయాలు చెప్తాను. ఒరిజినల్ గా ఉండండి, కాపీ చేయొద్దు. అమెజాన్ ను చూసి ఫ్లిప్కార్ట్, స్నాప్డీల్ లాంటివి సృష్టించవచ్చు. ఇది చాలా సులభం. పాశ్చాత్య దేశాల్లో ఇప్పటికే సృష్టించినవి కావు. ప్రపంచ స్థాయికి చేరేలా కొత్త ఆవిష్కరణలు చేయండి. ఇప్పటికిప్పుడే వ్యవస్థాపకులుగా మారకపోవచ్చు. ప్రస్తుతం మూలధనం సమస్య కాదు. గతంలో మూలధనం సంపాదించాలంటే సవాలుగా ఉండేది. డబ్బును సమకూర్చుకొని ఆ తర్వాత ఆలోచనను అమలు చేయాల్సి వచ్చేది. ఇప్పుడు ఆలోచనే ముఖ్యం. ఆ తర్వాతే మూలధనం. ఎంత తొందరగా మార్కెట్లోకి వస్తామనేది ముఖ్యం. ఒరిజినల్ గా ఉండండి అని కేటీఆర్ సూచించారు.
Given us a lot of time to introspect, a lot of time to think, a lot of time to mull over what we do in life, where we are headed, etc., etc. And the one thing I think we all realized, end of the day, at least I have, is that it is not an individual that is going to be there forever. Because all of us, most of us, have lost somebody that we know, or somebody that we love, or somebody in our family, or we knew somebody who lost somebody, that sort of thing. We live like we are here for 1,000 years. We all do. Every day, in and out, we're thinking about materialistic comforts, we're thinking about lofty ideals, lofty goals, where we want to be in life and what we want to accomplish in life, etc., etc. But the fact is, none of us are here forever. But what matters is what kind of an impact an individual has had over the society, and what kind of an institution or what kind of an impactful presence that man had or that woman had while he was on this planet. And I think truly outstanding people build institutions which outlast them. And I think LV Prasad Eye Institute is a standing testimony to that. And my compliments to the entire team. From 1978 until today, 36 plus years, Dr. Rao, you've done truly well. And you continue to outdo yourself, because each and every time I see something like this, each and every time I'm invited here. I was here when Srujana Center for Innovation was launched. I was also here a couple of months ago to get my eyes tested. I've become old. I have 3 sets of reading glasses now, unfortunately. And I'm also, when Dr. KR was speaking, I was thinking to myself, I'm a patient of diabetes mellitus, so I'm certain that glaucoma is going to hit and set in at some point in time, and a cataract is needed at some point also. I'm going to come back. But the point is, institutions need to outlast individuals, processes need to outlast personalities. And that's the only way your business is also going to succeed. Our Chief Minister, KCR Garu, he keeps telling us, he keeps reminding us, whenever I tell him about something new, something fancy in technology, the one question he has without fail is, what is the societal impact of this technology that you talk about? Does it have a positive societal impact, or is it just one of those fancy things that people talk about, which goes nowhere and helps nobody, but it's cool to have? Now that's the one question. When Mohan Reddy Garu was speaking, I was thinking, yes, truly, the power of computation has increased, the cost of communication has cut down, the cost of memory, the cost of computing has come down, but healthcare keeps getting more and more expensive, and especially for a third world country like India. I mean, we don't say it often, out of pride or whatever, but the fact is India is a third world country, where our per capita income is only $2,000. There's a huge population out there who are not privileged enough to have access to good healthcare. And of course, therein lies also a business opportunity from an entrepreneurial perspective, if you think about it. My humble request to all the entrepreneurs in this room is, of course, as MSR said, I think profit with a purpose. That matters. That should matter. That should, in fact, be the goal, if you ask me. Especially if you're an Indian and who wants to innovate in India, who wants to incubate in India, who wants to incorporate in India, and who also wants to serve in India. I think you need to have that sense of profit with a purpose. Because you can make money, in many ways. You can go out, do some real estate transactions, you'll still make money. But to be able to impact lives, to be able to deliver some good, I think it truly takes character, truly takes courage and commitment. Because entrepreneurship in India is not easy. As MS said, it's a lonely journey. And wealth creators in India are not really, I mean, those especially who make lots of money are not really respected as much as they are in the West, trust me. So point I'm trying to make is innovation, entrepreneurship is the only way I think this country, any developing country, any emerging economy is ever going to prosper. In fact, Ajit Rangnekar, who heads our RICH, the institution, Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, whose primary objective, who's been driving this, in fact, with a lot of passion. In fact, Ajit wanted nothing to do with government. I had to convince him, I had to tell him, no, this is going to be a very different government. I'm really thankful to you, Ajit, because you said something very nice. You said, we have the best ecosystem in the country, this state. I'm truly delighted, truly touched that finally, you agree with me that this state and this government honestly has done whatever it could in terms of beefing up the infrastructure, the ecosystem, making it conducive to come, innovate, to actually, probably create enterprises out of this place. The 2 points I'll leave you with. LV Prasad Eye Institute is a specialized institute, we all know. It's a niche institute. The one advice I have for entrepreneurs is, if you want to succeed, be original. Be original. Do not be a copycat. It's easy being a copycat and succeeding. You can create a Flipkart, you can create a Snapdeal copying Amazon. I think that's easy. You can create a number of other such spin-offs and such copycats by copying and aping what's already done and dusted in the West. But if you're original, and if you come out with something truly world-class, the best time to be an entrepreneur is not now. Because, when Mohan Reddy Garu started Scient, back then it was called Infotech, I think he did not have the same kind of privilege as you do. When MS was speaking, when Ajit was speaking, they were talking about everything else but capital. Because in today's world, if you have a great idea, capital is not a challenge, not a constraint. Back in the day, a couple of decades ago, capital was a huge challenge. To raise money, to fund your idea, to actually go to market, to commercialize it, that was the biggest challenge. But in today's world, capital is one of the last things that people talk about. It's the idea, the product. It's how quickly you can bring to market, how original it is. I think that's really what matters. The second piece of advice I have for you, first is be original, be courageous. Second, please celebrate failure, because today we have 42 guys here, out of which I think 3 are going to be 12 finalists and 13 rather, with somebody who just leapfrogged, or I don't know what is that wild card thing, whatever that is. But there is only going to be 3 people, three teams here who will finally be getting something like a felicitation, some award, or whatever it is. The remaining 39 who go home, please don't be disheartened, firstly, because I think a lot of times we undervalue, a lot of times we don't realize that